Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin and today I want to bring you guys a video on the elite zones from New World. So as a lot of you guys will have been seeing, there's been some people that have leveled up their weapons extremely quickly and gotten some good XP and some good money early on. And one of the best ways I've found to do this is doing the elite zones. Now like you'll see from the gameplay in the background of today's video, some of it will be from when we first went, and me and about 7 or 8 of my company members went to this area at around level 19, somewhere a little bit lower than that, some a little bit higher, and we went there. I was level 19 and we were going around clearing these mobs. We did get interrupted and there was another group with us, as you guys will see on screen, but that did not affect too much our XP gain and our weapon levels that we were getting. Obviously it's a little bit more efficient because we were killing things quicker with that extra group there because we were a little bit under leveled. So obviously kind of for this level it is level 25. So you want to be around level 21, 22 and in a full group if you're going to plan to do this at least. But you can go, like I said earlier there, with 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 people. And it works really, really well. The area you're seeing the gameplay from right here is the Monarchs Bluff elite zone. And I'll go through in just a moment on a map where each of the elite zones are, so that if you guys are wanting to find them, wanting to do this sort of thing respective of your level, you'll be able to have a look at that and see what's going on there. But basically, the elite zones give you really, really good weapon XP, probably the best weapon XP that I've seen in the entire game. And the benefits of that obviously are that you get the skills quicker. So doing this early doors in that early level 19, 20, 21 section, if you can get a group good enough and big enough to successfully run it, you're going to get a lot of weapon mastery. And as you'll see in the video here, I went up quite a few weapon levels. I've got about 4 or 5 of the different weapons in New World all the way up to level 10 now. Some of them are around level 14, 15. Admittedly, if I'd stuck to 1 or 2 of the weapons, I probably would have had those both level 20 by now, or 18, 19, 20-ish. But I did switch them out because I wanted to test all the different weapons out for you guys so that I can bring you guys a video on the best PvE and the best PvP weapons. So that's something coming in the trunk, so keep noted for that. But yeah, basically, there is a really good amount of weapon XP to be had doing these elite zones. And not to mention, at the start as well, it also got us a very nice bit of gold. Gold, I would say, is slightly better from things like Amrine if you're trying to get it from PvE content, but it's still very, very decent from the elite zones, considering they did nerf that from the previews that we saw. So, still a very decent way to get it, and the weapon XP is ridiculous. Player XP is not bad, it's not anything special. You're way, way better off doing quests, main story, side quests, faction quests even. It's still much faster to do that, but it does give some player XP, so it's not completely negligible doing that instead of doing main story, obviously, because you'll level up your weapons, but you do still get some player XP, which is nice as well. And the main thing out of this area that makes it worthwhile doing on top of the weapon XP is actually the crates that you get. There's a lot of crates jotted around these areas, and they often contain some very, very good crafting and refining resources that are going to be super helpful, even if not immediately once you get to that mid-section of the game where you're having to refine things and use things like sandpaper or solvent. You're going to have a stockpile of that, and that's going to be really important. And if you're not going to be a crafter at all, and you're not going to pass it to any crafters, selling it is going to net you a decent bit of money. So again, can use it for that as well, which is always really, really good. Now, another thing to mention from these elite zones is you do also get a decent amount of drops. So once you actually hit the next tier of drops, once you get to level 20 plus, as I said in the gameplay, I'm level 19, so I wasn't quite hitting this. But once I got to level 20 and went back here, I was getting a lot of tier 3 drops. So getting those better armors and weapons and things just by being in the area, which is really, really nice addition to getting that weapon XP, because it is always helpful to have some extra gear knocking about that might even be an upgrade as well, which is always very much appreciated. So as you guys will now see on screen, I am using here the New World Fans map, so I'm going to leave a link to that down below in the comments, and thank you to New World Fans for making this. Again, not affiliated with them, just a very, very good resource that they've got here. And what I'm going to show you guys right now is where to find these elite zones. So the Monarchs Bluff one, which is what you're seeing gameplay of in the background of today's video, and obviously a little bit of Brightwood stuff as well, which I'll get onto in a moment. The Monarchs Bluff one is just down here. It's in the bottom left hand corner, so the green lines indicate the border between the regions, and if you have a look down here, it is area that says Lost. And then it's the Lost and it's area for group. That means it's an elite zone. When you get to it in-game, it will have a flaming red skull on it, so you know that that's the elite zone. And it'll say recommended level 25, recommended 5 players. So that's how you know that it's the right elite zone. There is a fast travel point just up here above it as well, which is really, really nice. And then once you get into this area, this here is where you'll be able to do the elites. So that's the Monarchs Bluff one. Then we also have one in Brightwood, which you will also see gameplay of in today's video. And this one is, again, it's a lost one, and it's actually on Lake Genevieve just there. So you go down here, again, there's a fast travel point really close by just over here. And then you go up here, and it's this whole massive section here. And this one's level 34 to 34. I would recommend 35-ish. But you can go here. Again, you'll see from gameplay I was way below this, but we had a bigger group. So again, anywhere from sort of 27 or 28 up, if you've got a good group with you, who knows what they're doing, you can probably get through this. And again, it's good XP, and you do get a lot of good drops from this one as well. Now, there is also one in Weaver's Fen, and this place is called Periville, and this is a level 40 zone, and it's just over here. You'll see lost area for group again, and this one, respective of Weaver's Fen, is literally just over to the side of it right here, as you guys can see, very close to the actual city itself. And when you get over here, this one, again, obviously it's a level 40 recommended zone, and I would absolutely recommend that you get to level 40 before going here, because when you do hit that level 40, this will actually start dropping you tier 4 items, which is really, really good, and can get you some nice upgrades very quickly on if you get a few people who are around the level 40 mark in a group and go here, maybe even 2 groups, and it's very, very decent. Now, I'm going to show you guys some more as well, but just a side note here, we've been doing these PvP flags, and that's worked out really, really well, so I would highly recommend that as well. Cutlass Keys has an elite zone right down in the bottom right-hand corner. Again, it has got a fast travel point, thankfully, because this is very far out of the way. Again, this is a level 40 zone, but it's right down here in the bottom corner. You guys can see on this kind of island here, area lost area for group, and that one in respective to the fort is just there, and respective to the town is quite far away, so it's actually probably closer to First Light. So for those of you that do spawn in First Light and aren't too happy about it, maybe that's a good thing, because you've got the town portal. You can just run down there when you want to and get that fast travel port for when you get to level 40. That's a really good area. Now, the other starting zones on the map, so Everfall, Windswood, and First Light do not have elite zones in. Restless Shore also does not have an elite zone in for the mid-range gameplay. Then when you get up to kind of past the Brightwood and Weaver's Fen sort of area, and Cutlass Keys obviously, you then move on to Mourningdale, Edensgrove, and Ebonscale Reach, and also Reekwater when you get to level 60, so we'll get onto those ones. So in Mourningdale, respective of the settlement, it's just straight north, and there is a corrupted area for group up at the top here, which is a level 50 recommended zone. So again, I would recommend at least being level 45 or 46, and always go in a group to these areas, because once you get to the level 40 to 50 mark and plus, these zones become increasingly more difficult, so you definitely want to make sure you've got a successful group. You want to have a tank, a healer, and 3 DPS as a minimum. If you're bringing extra people, extra rolls is absolutely fine, but you at least want 3 DPS, 1 healer, and 1 tank, and preferably the more players you get, for every extra couple of players, try and throw an extra healer in as well, just to make their job a little bit easier. A few more DPS is always good. So there you've got that zone in Mourningdale there. In Ebonscale Reach, respective of the settlement, again, is kind of the bottom left of the map, almost on the island little areas out here. And this one is corrupted area for group, and this is a level 61 to 62 zone. So this is going to be a huge area, and it also connects to another area, which is a level 62 to 62 one. So that's just on the side there. Reekwater also has a lost area for group, which is 63 to 65, and again, respective of the settlement, it's down and to the right, kind of on the islands at the opposite side of the Eternal Isle. And over here, you'll see this area is lost for group, and again, 63 to 65, so you're going to want to be at least level 60 hitting these areas, so you've got access to tier 5, because they're going to be very, very challenging. Up here in Edensgrove, you've got Angry Earth area for group over at the side here, level 61 to 61, so that's a really challenging area again. And another one here, which is 62 to 62, and those above down to the left of Last Stand and up forward north from Valor Hold, because obviously this is an unclaimable area, so there's just 2 outposts there. Great Cleave, you've actually got quite a lot of areas for these elite expedition type areas above ground. So you've got from Cleave's Point 4 areas to the right of Cleave's Point, which are all 60 to 60, and they're corrupted zones. You can see them on the map just here. And then you've also got some which are just to the right of Cleave's Point and just above Eastburn, which are corrupted for group, which is 50 to 50. So again, once you get to that sort of 45, 46 zone, you can actually start doing a few of these here, but do be careful, because going straight up into Shattered Mountains, it does connect to a 61 area elite zone corrupted as well, so don't push too far past that, or you might have an unpleasant surprise there. Then moving into Shattered Mountains, which is one of the highest level areas in the game currently, and you've got corrupted area for group on the left here, which is level 63 zone. like I said, you've got that level 61 zone right at the bottom here, and just up the north there, you've got 62 to 65, which is one of the highest in the game, and it's an area for group again, so it's an elite zone area. The only other area that you've got that matches that one to 63 to 65, like I said there, just to recap, is in the bottom corner of Reekwater, right down here. So those are going to be your two end game zones where you're really pushing those elite farms for all the materials, weapon XP, and anything else that you might need from those areas. So as I say there, the map for New World Fans map will be linked in the description of this video, so you guys can check it out for yourselves if you do want to, either using it for the beta or indeed for full release when that does come along, because it's extremely helpful to know. And these elite zones are one of the best things I've found, as I said there, for weapon XP, for player XP is decent, gold can be decent, and for all of the drops and materials that you do get from them, so I would highly recommend checking them out. And hopefully this guide has helped explain to you why they're good, and I've shown you guys where they all are so that you can actually get to them yourself, because I've seen a lot of guides that kind of brush over it, including some of my previous ones. I've kind of said about them, but I haven't shown you where they are, so this one's kind of pinpointed exactly where each location is if you do want to go ahead and look for them yourselves as well. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video and found it useful and informative. If you have, please do leave a like on the video down below, as it really does help me out. If you are new to the channel and you'd like to see more New World content, then please hit the subscribe button down below with the notification bells on. Don't miss out on any of the content I've got coming up. I've got some absolute banger videos in the works, some really useful information, so you're not going to want to miss out on those ones. If you would like to join the Discord community, the link for that will be in the description and in the comments of this video down below, so you can go ahead and join through there if you would like to. We're going to be recruiting and stuff like that for launch in my Discord there as well, so if you want to be a part of that, head over and join us there. Other than that, if you'd like to become a channel member, the join button is activated down below. You can click on that and see what options we have available for you here. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.